Before that, Mr. Hasani, the floor is yours.
Well, it's too late to be pessimistic, and I don't want to put this whole room into the depression of enlargement, but I'm very happy, Prime Ministers Tsipras and Zaev, for the invitation. I'm delighted to be part of this audience, this amazing setup of friends of Southeast Europe. I would repeat Southeast Europe, because I was also struggling, and I have asked my Bulgarian counterpart in a moment, but unfortunately they changed a little bit too frequently recently, to send me to this mountain Balkans. I don't know exactly where it is, but we are always branded by this name, the Western Balkans, the Balkans. And in the 90s there was this terrible branding, the Balkanization that was coming as a wave into the entire Europe. But it's important, and I'd like to share also my perspective, to see it from a different view. We are 6 countries in this region. We are 6 Super Marios. For those, I'm not sure in this panel if you understand it, we have to fulfill some tasks and achievements, and we have to run. And we have to fulfill, and we have to accomplish. And when it comes to the dichotomy between stagnation and momentum, I don't want to enter into the philosophical explanations of the words, but I think it depends on where we see our region. If we see our region 15 years ago, 20 years ago, 25 years ago, 30 years ago, we see how much our entire region has moved forward, has developed, has changed, has become a much better place for the people that live. Who would have thought? And I remember Minister Buczkowski, I was a young diplomat 22 years ago. Who would have thought in 2000 or in 2001 that the Albanians would have had the right to use their national language in the institutions, and then to have even a prime minister as they are currently now? I'm using it only as an example. Who would have thought that a country that had so many difficulties like Albania would have been moving so fast forward and become the source of many good and possible ways forward? I'm not an optimist by spirits, but I see lots of very positive dynamics. We are trying hard to make the lives of our people better. And it is because what our people are expecting that we should not put the ifs and buts into this process. For me, it's very difficult to point the finger to Brussels. It's not the Commission. There are these small things that we have with one another that are interfering into the big project. The Commission has been clear with all our countries and is willing to put the entire region into the European perspective. But then the members, instead of staying to the foundations of the creation of the European community, to leave behind all the difficulties of the wars and of the past, try to see issues and try to solve bilateral issues by putting them into the process. But all the mechanisms that are being created, and now I'm going into the momentum, because it's not only the war in Ukraine that has created the momentum. It's also the work of our 6 societies to develop further that have brought this momentum. It is the work of the European Commission that has brought this momentum. It is the new growth plan. There are so many mechanisms that they've put us together in order to continue delivering. And look at my country. Who would have thought that we could have gone through a justice reform that has wiped out 75% of the elite of the judges and prosecutors in my country, and now there is a completely new establishment. Who would have thought 10 years ago, 15 years ago, that the most corrupt group of people, the judges and prosecutors of Albania, now are the most accepted ones by the society? There is so much trust that is being built thanks to the attention and to the efforts of the European Union and its member states towards us. Now, how difficult it is to be in this. The 90s in Southeastern Europe showed that, but not only Southeastern Europe, but the entire Eastern Europe showed that there are centrifugal forces, and it's very difficult now to see to see separated momentum. But it's one centripetal force that is the dream to become members of the European Union. That is the strongest willingness of our societies. In Albania, there are no representatives into the Albanian parliament that think that the European Union is not the right path. Not a single one. With all the differences, we fight with one another, somebody puts the fire to the parliament, but nobody touches the European Union path of the country and the NATO membership. And this is sacrosanct, and I'm pretty sure it will continue to be like that. Minister Kocias, I enjoyed your line that history shouldn't be our prison, should be our school. And we have to look forward. And we have to look forward all together, because only by putting the perspective, the only perspective of belonging where we should be is the right track. Evropi, you know better than me, for the ancient people of this land, used to be exactly the area where we live. It used to be the continent. But we are so different, and I'll end up with a word. It's a word that, humbly speaking, for me signifies exactly our region. For some, the word ne means yes. For some others, the word no means no. For us Albanians, the word ne means us. And us, we. And I think in all these differences, we can find the right way to move forward. I'll stop here.
Thank you very much. Thank you.